And Bernie is dead. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, why can I hear myself? What
The Highland Core got him.
Welcome back, everyone. Part 2, episode 13. 6. Who said 6? 12, episode 12.
Session 6.
Session 6, episode 12. We're picking right up at the erupting flames from Nan's precious parlor as Tesella reaches the top of the hill. Two other Genementals behind you carrying the patient in tow on a stretcher, and you see the place light up in flames. What is your first reaction?
Screaming, absolute screaming and yelling, and she wants to dive into the fire. Like, genuinely, she's probably just like trying to lunge and dive right into it. No lie.
All right. And you do that. And just as you do, the entrance to the parlor explodes out. Can you give me a dex saving throw?
Tell me you hate me.
The DC is 16.
13. That sucks.
Okay. So a huge burst of flames suddenly erupts out from the entrance of the parlor in a burst of force. And you are going to take 14 points of fire damage, which is halved. So you will take 7 points of fire damage. And you also feel suddenly the impact of somebody against you, and you are knocked back together. And as you are kind of like smothered and half crushed by Nan as she is blown out of the building.
Oh, so Nan is blown into me and I get blown into somebody?
No, she's flying into you out of the explosion of the building, and the two of you sort of like land prone on the ground together. She goes, oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. Not the white flame. And she looks up. In the hole, there is a white fire building up, slowly pulling itself through the opening. You see that she is also slightly on fire. She has little wisps of white flame stuck to her.
Okay, so I mean,
Tesella, you're here. And,
the
patient, no less. Yeah, you try and stamp them. Nothing's happening though. Like you're smacking them, and they're not going out. She stands up, pulls you up, and like up to eye level. And she goes, "You have to keep the patient away. Everyone, you have to get away from here." And the two carrying the patient stop, and they look at this, and they go, "Okay," and then they sort of like turn away and start running back down the hill.
What's going on? I don't understand. Why did you blow up? How are you okay? Thankfully, you're okay. But
I'm all right.
Who did it? Tell me who did it.
It was the patient, Tesella. His core, I couldn't save him. It just happened in a moment in his sleep. But we cannot talk about this now. We have to deal with this. And she turns to face the fire, and the two of you see it kind of like creeping out. Tesella?
This is my element. I can handle this.
Tesella, listen to me. This is no ordinary fire. No, it is not ordinary fire.
Why not?
Because it will consume you the same way it did him. We have to take care of this together. But I have a plan. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. I need you. And she kind of like pulls you in close to her, and she points to the center of the flame, and you see something within it, like a shape inside the white flame, begin to approach the opening. And you see the figure of that patient, the red, it was like a red wolf Genemental. Yeah. And he had patches of fur missing from burn marks and from severe burn marks. And you see the silhouette of him approach, but then when it breaches the white flame, it is nothing more than just like this husk of charcoal. And you see this white kind of crack down its chest as it splits open. And you see the core of this Genemental. This white, hot lump of what looks like coal in his chest. And Nan points at it and goes, "We have to destroy that before any more of this fire spreads. A single blow. Strong, fast, and true. Can you do it?"
Without a doubt. And she's just gonna. We're already. I don't know if she already raged. I think in my last notes I wrote rage in all caps. So if we're not
Okay.
raged already,
You're raging. You're raging.
Yeah, she's ready to go. Like the fact that this is happening, she's not happy about it.
Perfect. So let's roll initiative.
Including us townsfolk down here.
Not you,
God
Dan.
damn it!
Not for now. Not for now.
Please just teleport to me. That'd be great.
Damn it.
Okay. So tell me what you got.
5.
5.
I know.
There is the boon to use if needed.
You do have
Is
a.
it-
Sorry. Yes, you do have a boon. You could use your boon for this. Actually, yeah.
I feel like me going first would be best. I'm just seeing really quickly if I have anything that can assist me here.
But first, sippy sippy.
Oh, let me.
Sippy.
I'm height waiting.
Ooh, woo, height waiting.
I have to be careful when I put this down.
Ew, ew. You know, I don't have anything. I'll use the boon. I'll re-roll my initiative of +0. I can't roll less than a 5, right? An 11?
Okay.
Slightly better.
It's better than a 5.
So I'll use the boons. Thank you. Thank you.
And Nan.
Do I boon an 11? Tell me, chat.
You have another boon?
I got double booned.
You got double booned? Well, it's up to you.
No, I like the 11. We're going to stick with it because what happens? We're going to land this shot. We're landing it. Oh, actually, really quick question while we're out of character.
Mhm.
The items from that you put into the Google Doc, are those available to me currently if I have it?
No. Technically, unfortunately, you're the only character. You're playing the only character that wouldn't have access to those new items because they got
Yeah, I
them
understand.
like in the past on the boat. So they only just got here. Yeah. So
Maybe just
not for now. Not for now. Yeah. Okay. Let me just finish up here with the initiative.
I can help you to tell us first, and she's going to land on that 20. It's just going to happen, so it's fine.
Okay,
Oh,
she's
I
got a
wish I was
+4. Okay.
one level higher.
All right, so first is the wildfire. Then it's Nan, and then it's you.
Oh, you have advantage on dex saving throws against effects that you can see. Fuck.
Oh. All right. So the wildfire, it continues to step forward. You see its like chest splitting open, like the bones of its rib cage begin to extend outwards, but they're all just like immediate. Any semblance of bone in there immediately turns to like char, just like this black charcoal, and it sort of snaps as it walks forward, and the white flame that surrounds it continues forward. When it gets maybe 10 feet out of the entrance of the parlor, the white flame kind of like all spills out, like it's one mass, and you see it's like the size of a huge creature, this entire mass of flames plus the core. Suddenly the fire from the parlor extends out in like a ring around you and Nan, a crescent moon shape with a slight opening right behind you guys, enough for you to escape without being surrounded by fire. When this does, 2 lashes of fire come out. One is going to target you and one is going to target Nan. What is your AC?
13? Question mark.
13. Okay, so that's a 14 that hits. For 9 points of damage. This is fire damage, so you can have that.
To 4 or 5. To round up or down?
So Simon, can you remind me?
Down.
Down. Thank you. And then on Nan, it's going to attack, and it is going to miss Nan. Let me just see something here. She might actually have something for you. Okay. Yeah, and so that attack misses Nan, but it hits you. And then after that, it is Nan's turn. So she's gonna kind of like just take, sort of like block the hit. You see that the flame kind of goes against her, and it just kind of like hits above her. Like there's something protecting her, and she puts her hand, like presses it up against you, and which is like the entirety of your back, effectively, and you hear her begin to whisper as she channels something. And she goes, "Oh, blessed wind, winds of the islands, O Fiogo, protect this student of yours." And you suddenly feel this like this buildup of wind around you. It begins to cool you down, not just like to the touch, not like the inside of you. You're raging, you're filled with this determination, but you feel this like protective coating of air that is swirling around you. And she goes, "My child, face the flames, and the winds will protect you. For fire always challenges, and wind will always take up in response." And she kind of gives you like a little nudge to go forward, and it is now your turn.
Hell yeah. Honestly, with that nudge, and this is what I was going to do anyway, I'm just going to quite literally dash at this thing. I'm going to attack that core. Like my goal is to hit it hard and quick.
Mhm.
So how far away is it?
It is well within range. I'll say it's in this scene, it's within range.
Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna recklessly attack and everything, so I want to make sure that I'm raged, reckless attacks. I want to make sure I try to hit. So I will roll question mark. That's good.
Yeah, roll to attack.
I have both of my axes out, so let's see. Nat 20, let's fucking go! I said it! We called it! Let's go! Yes! Okay, sorry.
20's in the chat. Holy, okay.
Okay,
It's
hot
straight
in
and
my room.
true. She did that. She did it. All right. Give me that
That's
damage.
my girl. Yes. Okay, so I always forget this. Does D&D do the additional crit? Yes or no? No, right? D&D Beyond?
No, it does not. It does not. It'll
Okay.
automatically just like roll all the extra dice you would normally get, but we do it differently, so it's better to just roll the dice manually, if that makes sense. Or roll without advantage if you can, but like I don't know if you can cancel it.
Okay, well, I roll, and I don't really understand. So I'm gonna roll the 1d6 that I normally would roll. Or is it like I add the 1d6 plus 3 is my normal thing? So I roll the 1d6 plus 3, and then I add 6 to it?
Yeah.
Because that's my die. Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna roll a d6 to everyone. So I rolled a 3, plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12.
Don't forget your rage damage.
And my rage damage, you're so right. This is why we're here. Plus 2 to melee damage, so 12, 13, 14. And then, but I do that with advantage. When you do that attack, give me advantage. Oh, I already hit, so it doesn't matter. Yes, so 14.
Kind of can't get better than that.
Okay, 14.
I think my AC is plus 10 plus. Okay, sorry, continue.
So that was one attack. You have multiple attacks, right?
Yeah. Awkward. Hold on. Trying to update my AC. Okay. Yes. So I have multiple attacks. I will do the other hand axe. Ooh, 13? Question mark?
13 to hit. This is with
Yes.
advantage.
With reckless attack, it's only the first attack.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. 13 just hits.
Yay! Damage!
Damage.
7.
All right. And then. Okay. So as you rush in, this shambling kind of figure, this charcoaled man, essentially stumbling forward, the core exposed. Describe how you cut into it with your axes.
So I think she is like, pulling one of those things where she's running low to the ground and like has her axes like right at her side, ready to just cross attack them. Does that make sense? Like X, we're X-menning right now. And she is trying to do a quick like double slash. And I mean, if that's the target and Non was like, you need to attack that, we need to take it out. She's going to try and hit it as strong as she can, which, obviously was the damage I dealt. But she's trying to be low, quick, and deadly.
Okay. And that you cut into it with both your axes. The core snaps. The whole thing is so dried and dense that it just splits in a clean half and then into a further like quarter or third as you come in with your second strike. And the whole thing erupts in this violent mass of white fire. It splits open. There's this high-pitched kind of almost tea kettle noise that comes from it as all this like pressure and magical energy begins to shoot out from it. And you are right next to the center of this explosion. It erupts outwards, but that wind around you, all of that white flame is like brushed past you as the wind protects you from the fire. And you take nothing from it as the flames just flash out of existence. All the fires, the fire on the building, the fire on Nan, all of it just dies with the core. And the clumps just fall to the ground. The rest of the husk just turns to ash. And it is settled. And you hear now the rush of the fire kind of drowned it out. But there was bells in the background. And all of a sudden the fire is gone. Nan goes, "Oh, Tessella, that was beautiful."
Like at the end of the rage, Chelsea's gonna go and like hug Nan and just be like,
yeah, she like spins you around.
"We did it! We're the best! We fought fire with fire!"
Well, yes. With a little bit of help from the wind.
Of course, the wind. Yes, much appreciated.
Look, let me take this opportunity. And she puts her hands on your little shoulders and she goes, "White fire is dangerous for the likes of you and me, and for that poor man who was consumed by it. You must always remember, the wind, the air will always challenge white flame. So today I'm going to teach you how to call upon it, all right?"
Yeah. Right now? We
Right
have
now.
a patient. There's a patient.
oh, oh, and she looks like, and she's like, oh, well, all right, fine,
I
let's
want to
get the
learn.
patient.
So after.
And she kind of takes a step forward and she looks at, she goes, well, they're pretty far down the hill already,
Oh.
actually.
I mean, they ran away. Though I balanced him mostly. It had to be fine for a while. It's fine.
And you hear a voice off to the side call out to the two of you, and he goes, "None, I'll go fetch the patient. You finish your lesson here with Tesella." And it is Wish, the your friend and like fellow peer under Nan. And Nan goes, well, thank you very much, Wish. It's very kind of you. Come, I must show you while the wind is still with us. And she kind of like rushes forward and out into like, there's kind of this big burn mark now in the front of the parlor, where the ground is just like all sort of like blackened. And she stands in the middle of it, and you see like the wind around her begins to like part some of the dust and the ash on the ground around her, and it creates like a circle where she's standing. And she kind of like steps back slowly, almost to like peel this wind off of her. And she goes, come, step inside of it.
Okay, sure. I mean, I'm gonna stow everything, and I'm assuming now the rage is gone, so we're back to tiny Tesella. And yeah, she'll stand inside of it, but probably stay like extra close because wind is not her element.
Yeah, you feel the wind. It's not your element, but you feel that it's like still almost starts to cling to you, and like you get that protective feeling almost. And as it gets closer and closer to you, it starts to like envelop you. Can you make me a insight?
Insight. Yeah, I got you. $16.
16. Okay. I think for the first time you feel like you've always, in the same way that like a normal person, their heart will skip a beat or begin to race, your core, it does something you've never felt before. So in this, like, it's like a feeling in your heart that you've never felt before. There's something, the wind somehow like touches a part of your core, and you feel like this strange connection to it despite it not being part of your core. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Does she still have those boons?
I rolled a 19, but I do have one more boon.
A 19.
She got a boon from Slushy.
Another one?
Another one? No,
Well,
no,
she
it's
had
still the
two.
second
She
boon.
used one from
Yeah.
Ferris. Now she
Oh,
has
right. You haven't
second
used the
from-
second one.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I rolled a 19.
All right. Yeah, no need to use the boon. With a 19, it's like the wind lays itself upon you, and then all of a sudden, it just all like vanishes away from you. There's like, you see the lines where the wind suddenly burst out away from you at the center, and all this like dust and ash at the entrance here, or at the sort of just like this little place outside of the parlor, it all just gets blown away.
Yeah.
Nan goes, oh my. Well, it seems that it's no match for you, Tesella.
I mean, that's not normal? You usually do great. That was really cool, and it felt oddly nice. Oddly familiar? I liked it. The wind?
Yes,
We'll have to
it's
do that
quite
again.
comforting to know that those that came before us are still watching over us. At least the air. I can't say so much about the fire, unfortunately. And she goes, well, she claps. She goes, that was an excellent display. destroying the core in a single strike, Tisella. Beautiful. Perfect marks for me. And then to not only accept the wind, but to challenge it further and to have it run from you like that. Tisella, I'm so proud.
What do you mean by ran from me?
But you didn't feel that.
I felt it felt really good. I felt it odd that it was in my core. And then
It will come if you call it.
Oh.
Especially in the event that you encounter white flame. Please remember that, Tisella.
I have stars, and I have stars in my mental notes.
But you scared it off. It's a difficult feat. It's a difficult feat.
I do understand I can be intimidating at times, but I will call it back. We'll get along again.
Good. All right. Now, when Wish gets back with that patient, we'll take a look at it together. All right.
Thank you. It shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, I use I put balance back together and we try to rebuild. Anything?
Well, the entrance is a little bit of a mess.
A tad.
But I'll have the earth menders come and fix it up right quick. You see she bends over and she picks up the clumps of the core that were shattered. And she kind of pockets it and she goes, later we'll have to do a little bit of we'll have to hold a ceremony for it.
What's that?
For the core. As this is happening, she's going to take you inside. The two of you are going to wait for Wish to arrive with the patient. The trailing of bells reaches down to the high wind core. Everyone kind of steps out of their rooms. Some people start to sort of funnel out. David Rain kind of commands some of his high wind core members to essentially investigate what's happening at the top of the hill. Those of you there at the headquarters, you see all this sort of happening. Trevor, you're right there. David's right there with you, and so is the captain. What do you guys do?
I mean, so Rowan and Ika probably come outside, and we see Trevor with the captain. So we probably walk over. Rowan, what is the meaning of this? What is happening?
We need to find out, Rowan. Let's investigate this explosion.
Looks at you, looks over at the captain to see if we can get any more specific information.
I mean, he's sort of like looking around. He's not sure quite what's going on. The guy that kind of came in and said it was a wildfire. He goes up to David and he goes, "There's a wildfire up on the top of the hill. There are a few. We spotted some Genementals running down the hill, but they were carrying somebody who looked to be injured. It doesn't seem to be spreading too much, and I think there's like a few people who go outside to go double check on the things, and the captain comes up to you, Rowan, and he goes, best to leave it in their hands."
Look back to Trevor. Apparently we should leave it, but if someone is injured, then I wouldn't mind just being in the area.
I mean, quick investigation sounds just about right.
Lead the way, Trevor.
Is the fire already over at this point?
This is like at the start of the bells, so no, it hasn't gone out yet, but yeah. I think so. Who wants to go up and investigate the fire?
I kind of missed it a bit. Is the Highwind Corps going up with them?
Yeah, there's a few of the members that are already going up.
All right, I will go as well because she's going to want to chat with them afterwards.
So our trio makes its way. What about the other trio in town?
Yeah, you guys hear the bells in town. Most of the docks don't seem to like the bells are ringing, but the majority of people there at the docks are just sort of ignoring it.
Yeah, I think Borble wouldn't really respond because, especially since he's at the docks, he's just. I think he's more curious about this fish head actually, since like he thinks it's like pretty chill evening. So, I guess he'll be like investigating the fish head and just talking to the docks pirates nearby.
Okay, yeah, you're carrying it over. A few people kind of spot. Well, you're brushing past people as you're bringing this giant serpent head back to the ship. Someone actually like comes up to you and goes, "Hey, where are you bringing that? Why don't you drop it off of my ship? I'll buy it from you for a pretty penny."
I'm good. I spent some good money for this.
And give me a perception check.
Oh boy, perception. Oof.
Is that a good oof or what?
I rolled 6.
A 6. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's there. He goes, whatever. I didn't want it anyways. And he kind of just like walks off and you continue carrying it back to the ship. When you start walking, when you get there, there's Larry up on the deck and he drops the plank down for you to board onto the ship with it. He goes, "Whoa, hey, the heck you got there, Borbo?
I got it from a merchant.
What is that for, like dinner? A merchant? Wait, you didn't catch her yourself?
Not this time. This one's still too big for me.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, all right. Whew, thing kind of stinks actually. Where are you leaving it?
I'm planning to bring it down to the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Gilbert will take care of that.
So Borbo like pops out one of like is there still the eyes in the fish?
Yeah.
He pops out one of the eyes like and to kind of grotesque out the dude.
You just like scoop it out?
Yeah, well obviously I don't want to destroy it because it's valuable, but yeah.
Okay, you stick your arm inside. It's pretty deep, this thing. Give me I don't know how careful are you being with this? Not at all.
Not that careful. It's not really.
Okay, so no rule needed. You just kind of like you like scoop out the big like eye, and it just kind of bursts out onto the deck, and there's just this like fluid, this like fish eye fluid that kind of fun. He goes, "Oh gosh, come on, what the man? Hey, you're cleaning that up," and he like tosses you a broom and a pail, or like a mop and a pail, and he just kind of like starts. Scurries up some ropes towards the crow's nest to avoid this situation.
Is there any smoke or anything from from the actual fire? Is there anything like it's not visible
Yeah.
to the dogs, right?
No, you're at the bottom of the hill, so like the light of the flame, you do see it at the top of the hill from where you are, and there's some smoke starting to billow, but it's a little ways off for you. Like you're the farthest from where it is.
Yeah, I think you put the fish head back down, and then he has a little bit of concern, so he'll head towards town.
Okay.
Like towards he's bringing like the fish head back into the back, so no one steals it because he thinks it's really valuable.
Yeah, when you put the fish down inside the kitchen, you notice that 2 of the spines. So there was like these 3 massive spines, like sort of along the ridge of the head, are missing.
Does Warble does he know that they're missing?
You do know, yeah. When you bought it, they were there, and they've been kind of like sliced off.
Yeah, so I think he'll put it down and he'll make his way to. He assumes it's the pirate. Like, would he assume that?
Yeah, at some point when you were carrying it, somebody and nicked 2 of the spines.
Yeah, he's gonna head towards the pirate ship.
Okay. Oh, you're going back to the pirate ship. Okay. So you
Yeah,
make your
like-
way there.
yeah.
And the guy that you saw, he was kind of like, he was wearing this gray coat. He was like really hunched over, and he just had like, he looked like a suspicious looking guy. Maybe a striped shirt underneath the jacket, big black boots, big bulbous nose. He is not there anymore.
Was it like did I know he's part of that specific ship, or was he just like a traveling merchant or traveling?
He was just outside where the ship was.
That's a bit unfortunate. I think. Well, can I look around a little bit, like just wander the docks a little bit to see if I could find them?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Oops, wrong button. Sorry. That was persuasion. Perception. Where the? Oh, zero. I got a 16.
16. Okay. With a 16, you don't find the guy. Well, actually, no. With a 16, you do find the guy. He's further down the dock now. He's actually closer to the merchant that sold you the fish head, but now he's in front of another ship, and he's like trying to buy things off of passerbys that have just purchased things.
What race is he? Like, how big is he? His stature?
He's maybe about like 5'8".
Can Werewolf walk up to him pretty casually? Or he's really out at the distance?
You can walk up to him.
Yeah, so I'd like to like grapple his like collar and basically kind of shake him like a rag. That's the plan. Then hopefully like the stuff falls out, kind of thing. Like almost like a cartoon. That's how Werewolf plans to do it. If I could.
Okay, yeah, you reach and you grab him. Go ahead and make a grapple check for me. So that's just like making an unarmed attack.
Arm strike.
Unarmed strike, yeah.
Oof, 7. Not my day. I had a +6. I rolled that one. Oh, I
You
rolled
rolled
a
a nat one?
Yeah, I did. I didn't even notice.
Oh, okay.
It was 1 + 6. Yeah.
You grab this guy by the collar, this guy who's tiny relative to you. You snorting out in front of him, and when you pull to lift him up, like the jacket and head almost like come off of like whoever's there, and you just see this like out from the coat, this billowing like cloud of blue smoke, and it just completely envelops in a like 20-foot sphere in this area of the marketplace, and everyone goes, ah! And there's this like thick smoke that comes out of it, and you hear and somebody scurry away.
Does Werewolf still have his clothes though?
His clothes.
Yeah, I have his clothes, like you were saying.
Oh,
like,
his clothes. Yeah, I thought you were asking about your clothes. I'm like,
No. Werewolf was like, I don't think he'll pursue any further, but like he's gonna take his clothes and this.
Okay. Yeah, so you keep the cloak. It continuously kind of billows out this smoke for like a good minute, and everyone in the marketplace is like, "Who's doing that? Stop that!" You hear like some scuffling going on in the smoke. And can you make me a perception check at disadvantage, please?
Oof. Perception.
About to get all your gold.
Disadvantage, which is not a good thing. 6 again.
So, Borbo, what is what in your possession do you prefer, your gold or your belongings? What are you more fond of?
Well, I don't really have anything on me besides
You've
my
got
horn.
some stuff on you.
My horn and
You got your conch.
definitely
Fishing
like
rod.
I don't really care about the gold. It's just gold.
You don't care about the gold?
That has to be done, I think, right? If you swipe me, go ahead.
Smoke eventually settles. You're standing there with the thing in your hand, and you immediately get like a bunch of like big dudes, not as big as you, but together they all kind of like bump up against you with their shoulders, go like, asshole, what are you doing? We're trying to live our lives here, causing trouble, damn newcomers. Yeah, everyone's kind of like, you're just sort of like alone. There's like a space around you that people have made, and like you feel like people are like pointing at you.
Rip. There's no reaction I could do or anything, right? It just kind of happened with the smoke and everything.
Yeah.
Does the smoke clear up? Like when
It
do
clears
I?
up. It clears up.
So
After a minute, it's gone.
And then I guess check my pockets. I would assume, and they're.
If you check your pockets, you find that your gold is there, but your conch is missing.
Oof. Okay, now Bor was actually upset. Like I think he cared less for his gold, but I think he starts running. Did I see the direction that he was going?
You didn't catch it.
Well, he starts running throughout, like plowing through the market, and he's gonna just try to try best to see what he can find. But obviously, the chances are pretty slim. But I think it's pretty emotional in this state.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you start sprinting through it. As this is happening, Levi and Caspian, you're still in the marketplace. I think you do see or hear of the commotion of this moment. You're hearing the bells. Levi, Caspian, tomorrow you have the materials that you need to go pick up. Levi, you've been sort of sneaking around. What are you getting up to in the marketplace? Levi, you're muted. Mayhaps. All right. Oh.
My God.
Yeah.
God.
So I was thinking, well, 9:30. Should I just
No.
Pop up
Don't
behind
worry
those
about that. Just
doors?
play. You're playing D&D. Yeah, just play. Just play.
Okay. Do I notice anyone
What?
acting a fool when they hear the bells?
Someone acting the fool.
You know what I mean? Someone trying to skip town, or someone looking for trouble, or someone causing trouble.
You had a relatively average stealth check. I think you had like a 13, if I'm remembering
something like
correctly.
that.
So yeah, you're just kind of observing, keeping to yourself, not trying to attract any attention. And you immediately notice when the bells start going off, like you fade even more into the crowd and kind of like disappear a little bit more. You do notice that in the commotion with Borbo specifically, as the bells are ringing, there's a few other people around that kind of all book it from that location when that happens. You spot like 3 people in total that are all like moving away from that location.
What's what do I get from their garb if they're basically dressed the same or not?
They're not really dressed the same. 2 of them look like dock workers. They're wearing pretty simple clothes, just like some, pale shirts. They're dirty. They have like these pants on. They're all like halflings and gnomes, and they're the only thing that you see that they have in common is that they all have white hair.
Well, gotta take care of the elderly, or make sure the elderly are taking care of themselves. So I'm gonna follow them just a little bit, just to make sure they get to safety.
All right. And you follow them a little ways. You hear behind you, maybe like a street down or something, the stomping of an emotional Borbo through the streets, through the docks. And you see these 3 Roll me now as you kind of start navigating alleyways further away from the docks. Can you make another stealth check for me?
Come on, baby.
Oh, at advantage. Sorry.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, this moment the bells are still going.
Sick. Well, that's a 14.
A 14. Okay, a little bit better. You're kind of like scuttling through, following them at a relative distance, and you see that they all kind of like stop in a relatively quiet little nook in an alleyway, and they quickly kind of just like all like pull out little bags from their hips, and one of them kind of like pulls out a little conch, the other one pulls out this like ornate dagger, and another one kind of like reaches into his bag and he pulls something out that's like way too big for the opening, but it's a big gourd comes out. He goes, "Look what I found." And he puts it back inside. And then they go, "All right, we'll meet back tonight." And they pocket their stuff, and they all kind of like scatter in their own directions.
What the fuck did I just walk in on? I've never been here before, right?
Well, no, you've been to the island. No, yeah, you have, but like it's always just for like a few days, and then you leave. And there's usually like a few of the crew members that get selected to like get the shipment on the island and bring it back for when the ship arrives again. So like a few are always like sort of left in rotation. So you've been to these docks before. Maybe they often change or there's like new additions to it every time you come.
Okay. I'm
So,
gonna
like once it's like a few times every year. You're here.
yeah. I'm gonna walk to the little area that they were pulling the stuff out of their bags, and I'm just gonna search the ground. Maybe somebody pulled out something they didn't mean to, a little piece of lint was stuck, or like just anything on the floor.
Okay.
Around them.
Make a perception check or investigation.
I'll do perception. It's 18.
18. Yeah. You kind of like after you give them a bit of time to have disappeared, you approach the spot where they were, and you actually see a little something. It's almost like a small little disc in the ground, and it's kind of like trying to wedge itself. It's maybe about like 2 inches by 2 inches, and it's trying to like wedge itself under one of the bricks of the cobblestone. Like it's trying to like wiggle its way underneath.
It's trying to.
It's trying to, yeah.
Oh God. I'm gonna try and take it out of curiosity. I'm like on all fours, like feline kind of style, and then I'm gonna use both hands and try and.
Okay. Yeah, you get closer to it, and with your 16 that you rolled before, you notice it's like a little bug. It has a yellowish like shell. It's like this little beetle. It's very, very flat and disc-like, almost like a coin. And it is just trying to wiggle itself under the rock.
Would it be crazy to want to eat this thing? Do people eat bugs around these parts?
I mean, do you eat bugs?
I think I do.
How
People
dare
eat
you?
bugs. Non-sentient bugs. Non-sentient.
Meanwhile, in the
Tell me a bug that
briefing,
isn't
and we have
sentient.
many sentient bugs here.
I go to put it in my mouth. If I
Okay,
can do
well, you go to pick it up,
it.
and you're picking up with the intent to eat it. This little creature, its survival instinct kicks in, and you feel like this. It's like like a snap, like a whip crack in your hand when you touch it. As the thing kind of like flips out, it goes like ping, literally pops up like a flipped coin. Can you make a dexterity saving throw? for
Oh
me?
shit!
The DC is 12. Yeah.
Is this like a mini mantis shrimp?
Just like similar.
Cavity
similar.
bowl.
Yeah.
21.
21. Okay, yeah, you immediately turn away or dive away, this thing suddenly erupts in a like 5-foot sphere of electric energy. As it just kind of like there's a shock wave that emits from it, and then it flips up in the air and just like beep, lands back on the ground and starts scuttling away. You don't take any damage.
Well, there goes all the flavor. And I'll lick my fur back into place and make my way back to the ship to see if any of my friends are in trouble.
Why you gotta say it like that? Like, oh.
Well, now I gotta eat something else for dinner.
Yeah, I see. All right. Meanwhile, Caspian, you are. What are you up to? Actually, let's say you're walking down one of the alleyways and you spot your companion, Levi, in one of these narrow streets.
Okay there, look. Seem to have some static. Potentially your fur is all up.
Trying to brush it down and just going back up. Little lightning bug or something. Wanted to make it my dinner. It almost made me its lunch. I'm all right, though. Hey, did you see those white-haired fellows running around here?
Did I see white-haired fellows running around?
You did not.
Nope. Aside from what I have, I didn't see any white-haired fellows around.
Quite the spectacle I saw. But
What did you see?
it's like they were already together, and then they ran off to go somewhere else together to show off the goods that they had in their bags that were too small to fit into what one of them was stuffing in it. And then they went their merry ways and said they'd meet right back here tonight. Nothing nefarious, but odd. I'd say they were being even sneaky with it.
That sounds like they collected some things and now they're off to collect some more.
Why meet back there tonight in whispers if they were just simply purchasing goods?
Well, we met up after going around the market.
Exactly.
So were we suspicious individuals?
I don't know about you, Caspian, but I've gotten myself in a number of unnecessary pickles. Not the delicious kind, of course.
Well, I suppose back in my heyday, but no. Bit too much hubbub at the moment.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh, well, apparently we had it on the ship all along. But I'll be able to get it tomorrow when it gets in stock in the store. And then I buy it again from there.
We really got to start keeping an inventory or something. So Captain's wasting our time here.
Well, technically, they aren't our goods. We're just transporting them from place to place for others. So we can't quite start just picking and choosing things from the boxes. Wouldn't you?
You know what they say, one man's treasure is another man's treasure if he gets his hands on it.
Well, that would make sense. Treasure is quite nice.
I was thinking of going back to the ship. I don't know what that sound was.
Well, bells generally don't signify good things when they're loud and siren-y. There might be trouble. We can see if anyone's gathered at the ship or go try and find the captain. He went off to the Highland Corps.
I've learned enough about trying to follow that captain around. I'd say we found the crew. What say you, Mr. Jones?
Well, we should definitely find Gilbert, just to make sure he's all right.
Is Gilbert the bird?
He's the cook, Gilbert.
Okay.
Yeah. Gilbert's the half orc.
Gilbert Gobfree.
My belly
It's
grumbles.
actually Gilbert Bogfree.
Oh, that was it. Sorry. I got it wrong. I saw it just seconds ago.
Then let's do it.
Should be too hard to find.
and the two of you make your way. Meanwhile, as you go to find the rest of the crew, Borbo, you are still stomping through the
alleys.
the alleyways and the streets and the docks, looking for your conch. When you're suddenly kind of stopped by the sounds of another plea, somebody else in distress, as you see a dark-skinned individual in front of you with his white robes, kind of asking a nearby merchant, and you happen to hear him say, "Please, sir, I need some help. I've lost something of great importance to me. You have to help me." And he goes, well, hold on. I'm just trying to sell my goods. I'd love to help you, man, but I can't leave my post here. If you need help with anything like that, you should go to see the High Wind Corps. I mean, their members might be able to help you out a little bit more. What did you lose?
I intervene, and I'm like, "What happened? What happened, sir?"
And you look, and it is Sulim Madir from the ship, the man that you on day one accosted about his gourd and cornered him with Trevor Boom. I just
I remember him.
Bring up the memories. And he's there, and he's got kind of like this really distressed look on his face. He's got this distressed look on his face, and he goes, my gourd, I've lost it, and I need it for my rituals. I cannot believe that I lost it. I had it right on my back, and then I don't know, this man started talking to me. He wanted to sell me something, and then before I knew it, it was gone.
Did they try to steal it? Who's tried to steal it?
They must have. How else would it have disappeared off of me? And the merchant goes, well, yes, I told you should hold on to your belongings. It's not exactly safe here. People do tend to pickpocket.
Well, it's a bit late for the both of us. I got my famous conch stolen from me.
Maybe we can look together. I remember that face. It was so ugly.
All I remember is that greasy little laugh.
Yeah. Well, maybe together we can do something about this.
Yeah, Purple nods.
But where to begin? And you hear another voice, familiar, from behind the two of you.
Oh, no.
And he goes, do you need some help? Or perhaps the great adventurer Lou might be able to help you. And a man in a purple top hat and a beautiful suit with a cane standing there looking at the two of you. He goes, I remember the two of you just fine. What seems to be the problem? You've both lost something? And he spins his staff in his hand, and it looks like a very traditional, like, magician's wand with it's like black with like two nubs at the end that are white.
Sir.
And he goes, well, I can certainly help. Tell me, describe the things that you have lost in great detail, the greatest you could possibly do. And he takes off his hat, and you see he's got a big bald spot. And he's got these like beautiful curled hair coming off the sides, like it's pretty much just his sideburns that are super well coiffed. And then when he puts the hat on, you can't really see that he's missing so much hair. He takes it off, and he starts peering inside of his hat, and he goes, yes, go, big one, please.
Just Borvo's perspective, because he's so tall, he just looks down and he just sees like the shiny head, and the super high perspective. I just imagine like the shine of it.
Yeah, you get a little bit in your, it blinds you a little bit.
I lost my family's conch. My mother gave it to me. My great grandmother gave it to me.
I see. Yes, more. And he stretches out the hat so that it becomes bigger. It becomes like the size of like a large pot. And he takes his staff, and he begins kind of like stirring inside of it. He's got it under one arm, and he's kind of like stirring the emptiness inside of it. He goes, go on, tell me more.
There was a crab inside it named Harry. He was my best friend.
Say no more. And he pulls out his staff, and at the end of his staff is this little mote of light, and he snatches it and he hands it to you. And he kind of wisps a little bit like a ribbon floating, and he hands it and he goes, "The location of your conch."
He takes it. Barbo tries to be as delicate as possible with his like, stubby little fingers. So
Yeah, and then he just mimes to you, like you have the thing in your hand now. You're like holding it. It doesn't feel like anything, but it clings to your fingers. And he takes his hand and he.
Oh, he's telling me to do that. Okay, so Barbo does that.
Yeah, and you. The thing gets absorbed into your mind, and you can feel the presence of the conch, and it is getting farther away from you.
Barbo would like to just scoop the guy up and give him a nice kiss on top of his head. A nice greasy kiss.
You gotta scoop him up and you get him for like half a second. As you start lifting him up, he just continues to rise like even farther than what you can lift him up. He just kind of like floop, slips out of your grasp, and he's just levitating. And he goes, "Whoa, unhand me, you brig brute." And he puts himself down gently and he goes, "I still have to help this gentleman over here. Go on, describe what you've lost to me." And he goes, "Oh, I do not know if that is such a good idea. It is a very important artifact of mine, and I do not want your magics meddling in with it." And he goes, "Oh, you and your superstition. Go on, just tell me what it looks like at least." And he looks to you kind of, I don't know, he seems a little bit apprehensive of going along with this. Do you give him any words of encouragement or?
Yeah, I basically just tell him what happened, and I basically say,
Yeah, I know where it is. I could see it in my mind. The item that I lost.
Very well. Okay. It was passed down through the generations of the Medea name, the good of the flowing waters of life. It is cracked on the outside in many different places and has been mended many, many times. It has a slightly pale orange color to it.
And it smelled like seaweed.
But I think that was just the ship. It did not smell like seaweed. If anything, it smelled like my grandfather.
Barbo gives him a side eye as he's like continuing to describe. He's just like,
And the man goes, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." And he pulls out and goes, "That's quite enough, my friend." And he hands him the mote, and Salim kind of grabs it and he goes, "Like this." And he goes, "Okay." My goodness. Thank you. I can go look for it now. Incredible. He goes, "All in a day's work of an adventurer. Helping those in need, yes?" "Ha ha! Well then, good luck. I do warn you, it only lasts 24 hours, so do be quick." All right. Well, let's go, Borbo. Let's go look for it.
could Barbo pick up the old dude and just like bolt through the freaking alleys like a freaking like a train almost just running through the freaking streets? Because he knows the old guy's too slow, right? Like he assumes so. So yeah.
What, the old magician with the purple top hat?
No, the other guy, the guy he's looking for his gorge.
Oh yeah, he's not old.
Oh, he's not old. I thought he was old.
He's not old. No. You pick him up, okay? You grab him, and he goes, "Wait! Where are you taking me? It's in the other direction."
But then Barbo goes towards, turns around like as he says that.
Yeah, you go, okay, like, but then you turn, but then it's away from the direction you're supposed to be going.
Oh, moral dilemma.
Wait, is it not this way for you?
No, I basically point the opposite direction, wherever it actually states.
I'm sorry, Borbo, but I need to find this as fast as possible. I cannot. Look, good luck finding yours. Okay.
Barbo agrees because the importance of the conch. So yeah, he has to split ways with him.
And Salim nods. He shakes your big hand, and he heads off in the direction that he's supposed to go in.
Barbo sheds a tear as he runs off the other direction, like a breakup. In slow motion.
Off you go. We're running out of time. But let's jump back partway up the hill as the group, the trio from the Highwind Corps, are making their way up towards the fire. The sound of the bells begins to quieten. The large light that's emitting fades suddenly, and the smoke, as it billows up, does not continue to plume. It is just like the whatever smoke is left over. Things start to quiet down, and other Highwind Corps members with you are kind of looking around going, oh, it seems like the situation was handled already. Oh, a wildfire taken out like that. It must have been Nan. Yeah, and you guys are you see at this point, after having gotten away from the Highwind Corps, you are now what is known as the Verdant Hills, which is like the section where most of the Genementals live, or like the locals live. The huts and homes around here are made from like a very vibrant orange clay or earth material, and they're all sort of like shaped into very organic structures with lots of windows and hovel holes and places to enter and exit from. And it seems like everyone's kind of just like peering, looking. You know, they're curious about what's going on, but the situation seems to have quieted down.
Feel like these people need a bit more panic, a little bit more step in their shoes for what seems to have been a mysterious fire.
Who do you say this to?
I guess just to my friends.
No, right.
That is allowed. She's just making a comment.
Nan. We've heard of this Nan before. Where could that have been? Haven't we?
Did Tatsela mention it in front of us?
I believe she did mention the name.
I probably she most likely said, I need to take them to Nan. And that was pretty much like,
Literally, I pressed the group tom and that exact thing.
One coronation.
You see? Nan. I knew I remembered it from somewhere.
Does not tell us much, unfortunately. But it does tell us that it's related to Tatsela. So on with haste, I think.
Gotta make sure that
If
she's
she
on that.
has magic that powerful, we must speak to her.
Right. Pick up the pace.
All right. As you guys pick up the pace, you do notice that out of the few other Highwind Corps members that are coming up the hill with you guys, the two Genementals carrying the patient do seem to join your group, and they start to describe the situation a little bit. One of them goes, "Oh, did I hear you mention Nan? Nan Babaya?"
You tell me.
Right. Well, I mean, she is just up the hill. Kind of like turns to the other one. It would make sense that it was Nan that put out the fire, right? In most cases, it's Nan.
Sounds like a toughie.
One of the toughest.
Does this have to do with another of these patients? Or Genemental?
No, Nan is the Cubador of Portfiogo. She keeps balance around these parts.
Yes, but the fire, I mean.
It's possible. It could have been one of the patients. And I think like from there, you notice that the two Genementals carrying the patient that's with you, the other patient, they're looking at him, and he was knocked out cold earlier, So he's still unconscious, but they're kind of looking at him a little bit like that. They look a little bit uncomfortable carrying him around.
Yeah, I think we end up escorting them basically now.
Yeah, they stick with you guys, and then you reach the top of the hill, or as you're getting to the top of the hill, a Genemental is approaching you guys. He is this beautiful praying mantis man, half insect, half man, sort of teal and green with this like silverish hair, and he steps forward, and one of the Highwind Corps members goes, "Wish, oh, we have a patient here that's I think needs urgent care." And he goes, "Yes, I will take them off your hands. Please, can you bring them to the parlor? There's no more fire. There's nothing to be worried about. It's been put out." And there's kind of a bit of a relief, and the two Genementals go, "Well, this one's core was on the verge of going wild as well. It needs to be balanced. We can't have more. Can't have more wild cores." And they go, "Yes, please bring them inside." Wish is going to lead you guys, and he goes, "Are you with them? Are you with the Highwind Corps?" And he's speaking to your group.
Of course. Highwind Corps, here to help.
Wait, what? Since when?
Since just now. I'm awaiting my implant as we speak. Eventually I'll get to it.
Oh. Well, I do wish you luck with the implant. It is quite the harrowing experience.
Oh, not to worry.
But please,
I
you will be
actually
responsible
can't
for the
feel
group then, if you are the member of the Highwind Corps. Come with me. And Wish kind of spins around, and you see he also has like a set of extra insect arms, and he leads you guys to the parlor. But he takes you guys around, not through the main entrance, which has been blown out. He takes you sort of around into his gardens, and so he leads you through this big gate, and there's all sorts of manner of exotic plants that you've never seen before. There are literal shoots and flowers of water and electricity in the shape of plants, and just like all manner of weird things. And
Rodney, are you getting this?
and Rodney goes, "I feel there is a great abundance of ether here.
Yes, good.
Touch one of those plants. Touch me to it. Do it.
Oh, you're a naughty boy.
Give me a taste." Yes. And as you touch it, it's like this little it's like a tulip. It's kind of just got like a straight stem, and it's got this little flower at the end of it, but the petals are like all made of this thin film of like staticky electricity. It's like this film of static electricity that overlaps into these petals, and as soon as you touch Rodney to it, the petals just like get like sucked into it, and then the plant and all the electricity on it just like wilts.
Well, do you stealthily do that?
I didn't know what was gonna happen, so I wasn't originally. But
Rowan, look.
I will.
What are you
can
doing?
I try and, like, make a nonchalant performance check? Like literally just walking away whistling.
Yeah, go, give me a performance.
Yes. Oh, beautiful flowers. I don't know what happened to this one. Wasn't me at all.
And you see Wish turn around and goes, "Please be careful with those." And he rushes over and sort of like kneels down next to it. And he goes, "No, what happened to it?" And he looks up and sees Rowan there. And he goes, "What happened?"
I look over at Trevor.
Yeah, he's like walking away.
Well, yeah, I rolled a 22 on the performance.
And he goes, "Please watch where you step." And he sort of like whispers, and you hear in Primordial the song of water and earth. You don't necessarily understand it, but you know that he's singing it or
I record it.
performing it. Oh well, he's kind of like whispering it. You wouldn't be able to record it, and the it kind of like builds up with energy again, and he goes, "Oh, okay, quickly, let's get inside." He looks quite displeased.
When we catch up to Trevor, can I just like gently like hit him on the back of his head? You get us all in trouble.
He gets jumps up and smacks. Yeah, Rowan's just annoyed. I don't know. You look at his face, his stone face. Just like,
Rowan Flower Crusher. Yes. We're adding this to the lore.
we'll add.
Every hero must
Perhaps we'll
have.
add Rowan to whatever your implant process is.
Is that a pun?
I'm not getting an implant. That's silly.
You got some sort of plant.
That's right. Yes, you're taking the plant in and then back over.
I think this fella got the wrong definition of implant.
Do not touch the plants. And as you guys get inside, Wish leads you in and goes, Nan, I've brought the patient, and I've also brought some High Wind Corps members. They seem concerned about the fire. And she goes, oh, not a problem, not a problem. We've dealt with the fire, as you can see. Oh, there certainly have been some damages. Please, come in. Let's take a look at this man. And they bring the Genemental in, and you all see Tessella in there with Nan at the within the main chamber of the parlor. And when you all walk in here, everybody immediately gets inspiration. There is a very calm aura about Nan and the parlor itself. Everyone feels energized.
Wow.
Do we actually like legit get?
You get it, yeah. So you can like check off, and that you'll have that for next session. And as everyone groups up here, as Caspian and Levi begin their way up the hill to see what's going on or to find the captain, as Borbo looks for his lost conch, that is where we will end it for today.
EXP.
EXP, yes.
Especially Tessella. I think she deserves the most.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Um,
I'm really lucky with that nat 20.
I actually think everyone owes Tessella a big thank you for the XP everyone is about to get.
Yeah.
Let's
Thanks
go.
to Stella.
You're welcome. Sharing is caring.
Yeah. So Robert, you get 650 EXP. Brent, you get 550. Bernier, 450. CJ, 650. Simon, 650. Shy, 650. Larissa, 550.
Yeehaw.
Whew, my goodness. Thank you, everybody, for
Almost
playing.
level 5.
Wow. I haven't been this larger group in a while.
It's a big group. Big group. Simon and CJ are here to play when people are missing, but I wanted to try and see what it would be like with everyone here. Now I know this session in particular, everyone was all over the place, so we had to kind of jump from one group to one person to the other the whole time. So I apologize if there was a lot of sitting around and waiting to play, but I thought it was pretty interesting having this many players.
I like when we have lots of friends here, so I'm good with it.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what it'll be like when we can get everyone together. I'm not saying every session will be like this with 7 or 8 people, but I think every now and then it doesn't hurt, and we'll see who's available for each session individually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me do this outro because I'm sweating buckets and I need to go cool off. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and thank you to my lovely players, of course. You can catch the next session of Geneset Rising, not next Thursday, the Thursday after. Because next Thursday is Champs Challenge. Yeah. And next Tuesday, before that, is Dimension Hunts. Bloodlines. So come join us next week for 2 awesome campaigns. And be sure to follow us on YouTube and TikTok for our VODs and shorts. And make sure to join the Discord if you haven't already. A link will be posted in the chat, please and thank you. And have a good night, everybody. We're the Hexagon, and we are Hexagon.
It's right.
Ciao.